Today's a fun one. We have a makeup challenge. Fingers versus makeup brush makeup challenge. This is gonna be fun. So half of the face, we're gonna use only my fingers to apply all my makeup products. And then the right side, we're going to use only brushes for the application. What is this for, babe? It's for validation of everybody that uses fingers or brushes.
Or brushes, yeah.
I personally, I'm not the biggest fan of using my hands, my fingers to apply most of my makeup because then I touch everything with my messy fingers, all the makeup products. So it's something, I don't know. I personally don't enjoy it. I'm okay with it, but I don't enjoy it. So let's do it. I already did my brows because I'm not sure how I would do that with my fingers. So let's go straight into the eyebrows. The eyeshadow. Gonna prime them. This is the P. Louise base in number 2. I think the biggest question is why do people like to use their fingers? I think personally to me, with some products like this, if it's a really thick paste-like product, the warmth of my fingertips really helps to blend it in and kind of soften the product. That's kind of why I like to use my fingers sometimes. That was actually very easy, very nice. This side, let's take a little brush and blend her out. Which one was faster? I feel like the finger was faster.
No, brush was faster.
Was it?
Yes.
Let's move on to eyeshadow. Okay, so I'm using the Bobbi Brown Longwear Cream Shadow Stick in Golden Bronze. So we're just using our fingers to blend. I think if you have really long fingernails, maybe that's why I also don't like to blend a lot of things out, especially close to the eyes. Kind of gets in the way sometimes. I'm gonna add a tiny bit more just to deepen it up. Okay, I'm happy with that so far. Let's go on this side and we'll do the brush.
So you just wipe your fingers?
Just clean it off.
With what? So you have to have something to
Yes.
on your finger.
Yes. It's definitely cleaner looking on the brush side. It's not as messy. You know what I mean? I have like a lot of glitter on this side. Let's apply a little bit of eyeliner. I'm just gonna take another Bobbi Brown eyeshadow stick in shade, what are we? Bark. And I'm going to literally apply it to my nails, like my nail tip.
Those nails do come in handy.
I guess so. Guess we'll see right now, right? Okay, this is gonna take a while. Not the best eyeliner. It's a little crooked, but let me build it on.
I mean, it's possible to do it. A little practice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see somebody do this?
With the fingernails?
Yeah.
I've seen them like clean it up but not actually draw it with their fingernails. I'm gonna take a little brush, trying to do it as close as possible. Yeah, brush is so much easier. My goodness. Oh, okay. Can't use my... Ah! Yes, I can't use my fingers.
It goes both ways.
Ah, goes both ways, exactly. Well, I think I'm gonna have to leave it there. Okay, so mascara, we're just gonna go straight with the tube because Andre and Jackie said mascara always comes with a wand. Mascara is on. Let's move on to primer. With Shiseido, primer is actually one of the few products I like to apply with my fingertips because I find that it helps to really kind of sink into the skin. But this time, we're gonna apply it on one side brush, other side with fingers. I also like to touch the texture of the primer. I don't know, something about it. Plus it's not dirty. It doesn't have pigment usually, primer. So maybe that's why I don't have a problem using my hands, my fingers. Andre, if you ever wore makeup, would you apply with your fingers or with a brush? I could totally see using brushes for everything.
Because I like to use the brush. I can't stand using wrong tools for stuff.
Yeah.
It makes things longer.
Yeah. I keep wanting to try to go on this side to blend with my finger. Okay, so this definitely soaked up quite a bit of product in comparison to my fingers, but let's see if there's a difference. There's a lot more shimmer on this side than this side. Okay, foundation. We're gonna go with Tom Ford the Traceless Foundation Stick. I've never used my fingers, so I'm curious what it's going to look like blended with my fingers. And this foundation, it's very, very light in texture, but it's not that kind of cream foundation where it's very slippy and slidey. It definitely has that powder feel to it. But you can see I'm having no issues blending this out with my fingers. And I'm getting good coverage as well. I'm just gonna bounce this in to help blend because it looks kind of unblended in certain areas, like right here. Let's take a brush on this side. You can see.
It takes a while though.
Oh yeah.
A long time for you to blend that with your fingers.
Yeah, you can see how effortless that is. And I'm just putting the bare amount of pressure with my brush to get that blended. That's so much easier. And I feel like you get a lot more coverage with the fingers. I mean, with the brush. This side versus this side.
Yeah. Somehow the brush is picking up less.
Yeah. I mean, it also depends what kind of brush you're using for your foundation. This one doesn't soak up too much product. This is the Bobbi Brown. I'm using a lot of Bobbi Brown products today. Whoa, okay. The full coverage face brush. It's one of my favorites for foundation. Okay, so the finish is very different. It's very similar in texture, what it looks like, but it's a lot more natural on the finger side versus the brush side. It's very much more coverage. Very much more coverage. What? It's a lot more coverage. I'm just gonna go back, just gonna apply it straight to my fingers and just dab in areas where I want a little bit more coverage. But that's much better. See that? A little bit more coverage, just looks a little bit more even. Am I more glowy on this side? The finger side? It would make sense, you know, because it's melting it a lot faster. And then I gotta clean up these fingers before I touch the other makeup products. Okay, concealer time. I'm gonna mix two concealers. We're going with NARS. It's a Radiant Creamy Concealer, and then the Maybelline, their Super Stay Activewear Concealer. I have shade number 15 in the Maybelline, and then Vanilla in NARS. This Maybelline concealer is very fascinating. It's such a lightweight texture, but when it dries down, it's very, it's kind of like a self-setting concealer in a way, and it's a little bit drier, like the finish. So that's why I'm mixing it with my NARS fingertips, and I always use my ring finger. And I will sometimes go in with my finger to help blend the concealer, especially if the texture is very thick and it's not as creamy as I would want it to be. But I do like to apply concealer with my fingers. I think that's the one product where, for makeup, besides the primer, that I don't mind. And I find that it kind of shears out my products as well. Not as full coverage with my fingers. This right here is the Rose and Ben, their E29 brush. I use it for eyeshadow and my concealer. It's very fluffy, it's very soft, but it has a nice density to it where it doesn't pick up a lot of the product. Which side looks better?
Yeah, that's full.
More full coverage right here?
Just concealer and foundation. There's still more skin peeking through on your finger side.
Yeah, the fingers, even though it doesn't pick up the product, it shears out the product because it melts it. Let's go on to bronzer / contour and blush. And again, using cream products just because when I use my fingers to apply makeup, it's mostly with cream products or powder, like cream to powder formulas, just because, I mean, with powder formulas, I will use a brush. I won't go out of my way to use my fingers. Or I will go out of my way to use a brush. What's happening today? So this right here, what I'm using, this is by Dibs. It's their duo. It's their blush and bronzer in one. I have shade 1.5, and then I have no idea what this shade is because there is no number, but it's the lighter version. It's the more warm version. So I'm using cool tone and then a warm on top to kind of bronze and contour my face at the same time. That's gonna be fun to blend. Okay, taking my fingers again and just going to tap that in. It helps when products are fabulous and they just blend themselves. So weird. Blending my forehead. Eee! What is she doing with those claws? It feels so awkward right now. Beating my face. This is how I contour. You have to create that double, triple, quadruple chin. And then for the brush side, I'm using Makeup Mario, their F1 makeup brush. It's the dual face brush. It's so good. It's so soft, but it just works with so many products. Works with cream products, with powder products. It's a phenomenal brush. I guess I'm using all of my favorite brushes as of right now. I think the only one that I just used for the primer, I use the Juno & Co. I don't know if they even sell this anymore. The ES01 brush for the primer, but all the other brushes I have right here that I use basically on an everyday basis or when I apply makeup. This is more intense. This is a lot more natural. The forehead looks so much better on this side. On this side, it's a little intense looking. The cheek looks good though. This one's more chiseled looking. For blush, I'm using Rose Ink in shade Ophelia, and this is their lip and cheek color. And this texture is very, very thick, creamy, but very thick. And it's very pigmented. But very forgiving. I'm gonna take my other finger without the blush and just help soften it up on the edges where it looks intense, like right here. And then on the brush side, I'm going to take my IT Cosmetics, their Heavenly Luxe number 7 brush and just dip right in. That's a lot. And just gently pat. This is another reason why I like to use brushes sometimes. Go back to my foundation brush and kind of just fix some areas up, like right here. I think this side also looks softer. Like the texture, it's not as intense. Yeah. Interesting. What's next? Highlighter. Thank you, Andre. I almost forgot. We have Charlotte Tilbury, her Beauty Light Wand in shade Spotlight. And this package is really nice. It has a little sponge. I don't use a sponge to actually blend it on my face. It's kind of like concealer. You just apply it and then you use something else to blend it out. This is a great product to blend out with your fingers just because of that formula is so nice and it kind of does it for you. Kind of makes it look a little more wet. And then we'll take a little brush. This one is by IT Cosmetics. I don't think they even have this brush anymore, but it's their highlighter brush. See how much more intense that is on this side versus that side. It's more natural looking on the finger side. I'm looking at my blending job and I didn't do the best job with my fingers for the concealer. Right here, especially in the inner corner. Just gonna get closer up and just blend it in a little bit more. Okay, for lipstick, we're going with Victoria Beckham's Her Posh lipstick in the shade Pose. Can't touch it on that side.
Right.
With a brush I can clean it up. Where's my concealer brush? That was actually not that bad. It's not that bad, honestly. It's really not that bad. Just adds a little bit more time when you're doing 1-to-1. Yeah, this was really interesting to see because using the exact same products, the exact same colors, to see the difference in application and the way it looks and the way it sits on my skin, it's actually really different in person. The finger side, like I said, it's a lot more sheared out. The texture looks a little bit more natural. It looks more skin-like, which is a really great thing, but it's not as precise, and I think you kind of lose the intensity and the color a little bit, especially with the blush and the highlighter and the bronzer, I will say as well. Whereas on this side, everything's a little bit more precise. The color is still really there. It's a lot more pigmented, but the texture, it's not as skin-like as the finger side. But in my opinion, it looks a little bit more blurred.
Are there a lot of people that, or on certain occasions, people just don't take their brushes?
I mean, look at Trini London, right? Like, that's the whole premise of the makeup brand, just use your hands, just use your fingers. Everything is in a pot form. I mean, there's a lot of brands out there that are just like, hey, just use your hands, your fingers, not your hand, but your fingertips to really get your makeup on your face. It's fast, it's easy, it's efficient. You don't have to have like this right here. I mean, these are my eyeshadow brushes, but you know what I mean? Like, you don't need this extra with you. Instead of this, you have your fingers.
Now you see why you do have all of that.
Yes.
What you can do with the brushes that you can't.
Yes. I think it's a personal preference, honestly, at this point. But it's nice to see one-to-one in my own face with the techniques that I like to do, which side looks better. I think both sides look good. And I think that's why I use all the different techniques together. Like you saw, I was trying to go back in with my fingertips to help blend certain spots or clean up and to help warm up certain areas. So this is really interesting. Quick little mention. We were looking at my face, or I was looking up closely at my face in the mirror, and the smile lines have already cracked and they're very exaggerated on the finger side versus the brush side, which is very, very fascinating. The actual foundation you can see has cracked. I think I just didn't blend it in good. Honestly, that could be the thing.
Probably hard to get in.
Yeah, the brush, you know, helps that stippling, that sweeping, that moving around motion. But the fingers, you know, all you do is just kind of as much as you possibly can. So fingers, they do have a cap of what they're capable of. Hey, I did eyeliner. It's a little squiggly, but it's pretty good. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's been one of those days where you kind of forget that you're wearing makeup because you're just kind of go, go, go. And plus it's been so hot that I honestly forgot to do kind of like quick check-ins on my face. I only looked at my face once because Jackie reminded me. Okay, so overall, this is what I'm looking like. I think this makeup actually wore really well considering how hot, how humid, and just how like sweaty I was the entire day. But I will say, with this experiment, just like I was saying when I was applying makeup, with the brush side, it's definitely a lot more control. The finish is a little bit more airbrushed. The finish is definitely a little bit more true to what the product is supposed to be like. For example, this foundation is supposed to be more of like a natural matte finish. And I think I achieved that more so on the brush side. Along with the bronzer, the blush, the highlighter, I think everything just had a little bit more control, a little bit more intensity. And like I said, again, both techniques have a place in my life. I more so prefer the brush / sponge method just because that's just me. I don't like getting my hands dirty because I don't like getting the rest of my products dirty. I think some products definitely can benefit from using fingers, definitely the warmth to help melt that product more so into your skin and make it one with your skin. And then other products definitely have a place with a brush or a sponge to help it get the best results, if that makes sense. But I think this is a really great experiment. If you haven't tried it for yourself, I definitely suggest it. It's really fun, and just to really see on your own skin, what do you prefer and how you prefer to apply some makeup. I hope you guys enjoyed this little experiment, this little challenge with me, and I'll see the next one very soon. Bye.